Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lithuba ngibonge isupport nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla.
Zimbili kuphela indaba engifuna ukuthi sikhulume ngazo bese siyayivala le video. Udaba lokuqala luka former president uJacob Zuma ukuthi ubuyele enkantolo, bese udaba lesibili kuba luka Sihle Lonzi. Noma ngikhathazekile njengoba eSouth Africa sinayo public protector, sine president protector, luyasisa into ayenza kangcono advocate Gcaleka ukuvikela uRamaphosa. Akababekile abantu base South Africa phambili, so iyangikhathaza kakhulu leyo ndaba. Uhambile kuSihle Lonzi wayovula icase eperjury khona kwi-public protector. Sizokhuluma-ke ngalezo ndaba. Angazi noma fanele ngithi complain noma ngithi case, kodwa engikwaziyo ukuthi i-public protector yazi-investigate izindaba lezi isuke zireportwe kuyo. Zuma Foundation ikhiphe naso statement ngomhla ka-3 kuDisemba 2025 esithi, after 6 months break following the appointment of President Judge Justice Sihle as an acting judge of the Supreme Court of Appeal, the trial of former President Zuma will resume in the Pietermaritzburg High Court tomorrow, 4 December 2025. The matter has been scheduled for 2 days to hear Charles and President Zuma's application for leave to appeal the judgment delivered in June regarding their bid to halt the prosecution, as well as a separate application by the NPA seeking to proceed with the trial despite the pending appeals. Both applications are being opposed, issued by JG Zuma Foundation. NgoJune, uCharles lo okanye noZuma ecaleni leli le-Amstel wafaka isicelo enkantolo ucela icala lichithwe ngoba ofakazi ukuyibona abaqavile kulolu daba abasekho emhlabeni. Wayesethi angeke kube fair kuye ukuthi kungathiwa leli cala leli liyaqhubeka ekubeni bengasekho ofakazi, ngoba kufanele mangabe kwethula ubufakazi enkantolo abameli babo babutest ubufakazi ngokuthi baba cross examine labo bantu labo. Manje uma bengasekho bazoba cross examine kanjani? NoJacob Zuma wathi no, ngoba uTharles ufake lesicelo nayo usefaka isicelo esifanayo, yasichitha ke enkantolo isicelo sabo ngoJuni njengoba dubuzwa labesho. Alithathile kodaba badlulisela kwi-Supreme Court of Appeal njengoba kuthiwa luzolalelwa kuyinsuku ezimbili la kuzofakwa khona izethulo, ngoba i-state noma i-NPA bona ngokwabo bathi aliqhubeke icala noma ofakazi bengasekho, kodwa ngoba into ekhona ama-affidavit wabo. Lunzima lolu daba, kodwa sizozwa ukuthi inkantolo izophuma nasiphi isinqumo uma sililalele lo daba in 2 days. Kuye kuthiwe ke inkantolo fanele ibe fair kwi-state nakwi-defense, yingakho fanele umuntu alethe ubufakazi bamcross examine ukuze inkantolo izophuma nesinqumo esi-right. Kodwa manje uma engasekho lo ufakazi bazomcross examine kanjani? Kuzobe kusese-fair na kulaba abajajiwe? Asazi-ke sizozwa ngabo. Asidluleni edabeni lukaSihle Lonzi. Ngeviki eliphelile ngesikhathi ebelapha kwi-portfolio committee ukhulume kanje mayikhuluma noMinister uButi.
That would be wasteful expenditure. So I've just got one question for you, NSA. On the 7th of August, did you have a consultation meeting with the minister where during the consultation, the business of the day was discussion of the investigation that was initiated by National Treasury following the allegations from an anonymous whistleblower consistent with the principles of accountability, ethical governance in the public sector? So I'll repeat it again, and I'll make it even shorter. On the 7th of August, 2025, did you have a consultation meeting with the minister as the National Skills Authority where the business of the day was discussion of the investigation that was initiated by the National Treasury.
No, thanks. Good evening, Chair. I will not get into the semantics in terms of the interpretation of the consultative process. But then what I would respond to will be in terms of the notice and the agenda for the meeting of the 7th, as you are alluding, which is...
Sorry, I have to interrupt, Chair.
Okay.
I'll try again, Tata. On the 7th of August, 2025, did you have a consultation meeting with the minister? And by you, I mean the National Skills Authority, where during the consultation on the 7th of August, the business of the day was the discussion of the investigation that was initiated by the National Treasury. I don't want semantics. I just want to know, on the 7th of August, 2025, did you, as the National Skills Authority, have a consultation meeting with the minister, where the business of the consultation was the investigation which was initiated by National Treasury? It's a simple question.
No, I understand that it's a simple question, though. Okay, fine. We had a meeting on the 7th of October where we discussed...
I'll interject again, Chair. I'm not asking if you had a meeting. I'm asking you, on the 7th of August, 2025, and I repeat, did you, the National Skills Authority, have a consultation meeting with the minister?
Ungangxolisi kaloku.
Engathi awundiva.
But Mswesho, please answer the
It's
question.
a very simple question.
It's okay, it's okay. Please answer the question.
Yeah, no, it's good. Chair, we didn't have a meeting with the minister on that day. However, we were supposed...
Thank you, Chair. That's my only question. I'm not interested in other
Okay.
information.
The point, you see,
Njengoba uzolo babebambe yeke hlulwa nje ukuphendula ukuthi yebo sibenayo meeting noma cha sibanganayo meeting kodwa ufuna ukulanda izinto eziningi.
Chair, when I was speaking. So I'm returning the favor. Minister, I was hoping by now your staff members would have produced you with the letter that you claim was consultation with the NSA. So I've just got one quick question, Minister. Do you still stand by your statement earlier on that on the 7th of August, you never held a consultative meeting with the National Skills Authority? Do you stand by that?
Okay, so I don't know what date you referring to, but as it relates to the putting CETAs under administration, I have not had a physical meeting with the National Skills Authorities Board.
Now, thank you. So it means you stand by what you said. This is why I'm asking you, Minister. In your answering affidavit to the local government SETA, you say, maybe let me read, I'll read it very quickly, Chair. On 7 August 2025, I consulted with the National Skills Authority in terms of the provision of Section 15(1) of the SDA Act as amended, which clearly states, we know what it says, I won't go to that. Paragraph 89, you say, Minister, during the consultation with the NSA, the business of the day was the discussion of the investigation that was initiated by the National Treasury following the allegations from an anonymous whistleblower consistent with the principles of accountability and ethical governance in the public sector. Is this true?
And can the honourable member repeat that?
Your answering affidavit to the local government SETA, to the court, says, on the 7th of August 2025, I consulted with the National Skills Authority in terms of the provision of Section 15(1) of the SDA as amended, which clearly states, I won't read what it states, we all know what it states. Paragraph 89 then reads, during the consultation with the NSA on the 7th of August, the business of the day, and I repeat, the business of the day was the discussion of the investigation that was initiated by the National Treasury following the allegations from an anonymous whistleblower consistent with the principles of accountability and ethical governance in the public sector.
Yes? What's the point, Honorable Member?
You say you never had a meeting with these people of consultation.
Yes, I've never had a physical meeting with the National Skills Authority.
You had a meeting virtually.
Honorable Member, I've never had a physical or virtual meeting with the
So
National
what is your
Skills
understanding
Authority.
of business of the day?
I consulted with the National Skills Authority as it relates to the said CETA in the manner in which I consulted. And I think if there's any other thing that the Honorable Member wants to take up, I think we
Minister, what is your understanding of saying, during the consultation with the NSA, the business of the day was the discussion of an investigation that was initiated by National Treasury? Remember, you said before this committee that you didn't have a meeting with these people. You sent them a letter, they then responded. That's not a discussion. That's correspondence. Send them a letter, but in your court papers, you say, during the consultation with the NSA, so it's something that is happening during. The business of the day was the discussion of the investigation that was initiated by the National Treasury.
What is the Honorable Member trying to suggest?
It means these versions can't both be true at the same time. They are mutually exclusive, Minister. It's either you're lying to Parliament or you're lying to the courts of South Africa.
Well, yeah. The facts of the matter is as I've mentioned. I have never had a physical or virtual meeting with the National Skills Authority. I'm required to consult with the National Skills Authority. There is no description as to the form of that consultation, and as far as I'm concerned, the affidavit I've deposed before the court was consistent with my recollection of those facts.
Thank you, Chair.
And I think that's
Thanks,
it.
Chair.
Thanks,
I've made my point.
Ngiyangiqale la ukuze uzoyazi ukuthi le nkulumo isukaphi. Uzowazi ne-complaint efakwa uSihle Lonzi lapha kwi-office ka-Public Protector ukuthi isukaphi. Cela ukuze ukubona kwakho nokuphala kwakho la ku-comment section ngizwe ukuthi wena uthini kulolu daba. Nango kuSihle Lonzi.
Minister, when he came to Parliament, took us into confidence that he consulted with the NSA, he consulted with the CETAs. Now, to our surprise, when the minister files an answering affidavit against the local government CETA that took him to court, he then puts a date where he says, on the 7th of August, I, as minister, personally consulted with the National Skills Authority. He even goes as far as saying the business of the day during the consultation was an investigation which was initiated by the National Treasury. When he comes to Parliament on the 26th of November, which should be last week, we then put it to the minister. Minister, did you consult with the NSA on the 7th of August? The minister then says, we did not consult. I did not personally consult with the NSA on the 7th of August. I then put it further to him to say, did you consult virtually? Were you there physically? He then explicitly says, for the record, I was not there physically. I did not consult virtually. The only thing I did was to send an email, and the NSA responded to me by email. Luckily for us, a board member of the National Skills Authority was also present in that meeting. So we then put it to the board member as well. Did you have a consultation meeting with the minister on the 7th of August, as it is written in his answering affidavit to court? The board member tries to run away from the question, but ultimately has to respond and says, we did not meet with the minister on that particular day. Now, what is clear here at the time was that either the minister was lying to Parliament or the minister was lying to the courts of South Africa, because these two versions are mutually exclusive. They can't both be true at the same time. But what we're starting to realize is that actually the minister has lied in his answering affidavit to court, and he ought to be held accountable for that. If an ordinary South African like me and you were to lie to court, there would be serious consequences. So even for a minister, if a minister who is supposed to uphold the rule of law, a minister who has sworn an oath of office, a minister who is supposed to operate with the executive's code of conduct, a member of the executive can lie in a court of law in South Africa, then the law in South Africa will be compromised. So that's why we're here. We're going to report him to the Office of the Public Protector. Immediately when we finish here, we're going to the police station, because we also believe that a criminal case should be opened against the Minister of Perjury, as he has lied in his court papers.
Is this not an ethical matter as well as far as Parliament is concerned?
Even beyond the criminal aspect of it, even beyond what we're here for, it's also an ethical matter for a minister to say that how can we have someone at such a high and senior position in government, someone who's supposed to uphold the rule of law in South Africa, someone who's supposed to uphold the Constitution, lying to a court of law? We're not talking about some impromptu interview. We'd understand maybe if he was doing a doorstep interview, maybe on his way out after some meeting, maybe one of you guys in the media, you ambush him, and then he stutters. We're talking about an answering affidavit, something that he would have had to sit down, something that he would have had to proofread, something that he would have had to go through even with his lawyers and his legal team. But clearly, this is a material lie before the court, so that he can try to influence the judgment in a particular direction. So you're quite correct. It's also an ethical question to say we cannot have ministers, we cannot have members of the executive who can willfully either lie to Parliament or willfully lie to the courts of South Africa. You will remember that the former Minister of Higher Education, who was removed, central to her removal was the question of lying to Parliament. Now, we would have thought that the new minister will do things differently. It is so soon, but already he seems to be repeating the same mistakes as his predecessor. And we're going to take him to task with that. We cannot have a minister that can openly lie either to Parliament or to the courts of South Africa.
Thank you so much for your time, Sihle. Are you able to do it in Nguni? Because we now have a Nguni channel as well.
I will try. I'll try my best.
Zweleka sikho isidingo sokuthi ngichaze ukubeke kahle uSihle Lonzi futhi engikwenzile ngikufakela ekuqala ivideo la abuza khona lo we-NSA, ngaphinde ngakufakela ivideo esebuza yena uminister. Ya, sizozwa kuhamba kwesikhathi ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani. Sizozwa kuhamba kwesikhathi ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani. Kodwa nje into engijabulisayo ukuthi akeze ukugcina ku-public protect, uzodlulela phambili, adlulele e-police station. Ngoba nale ndaba yasenkantolo ibuye ihluphe. Buka nje ukuthi uminister usenzo Mchunu kwa-reportwa ngaye akakaze abizwe kuze kube namhlanje. Akaze abizwe. Ngakho-ke igxathu ethatha uSihle Lonzi ngiyalincoma ukuthi uma ebona into engathi yiphutha akayisukumele, ukuze abantu abakuma-position bezokwazi ukuthi akufanelanga uqamba amanga kubantu base-South Africa. Uma ngabe bekaqamba amanga uminister, inkantolo efuneka ikuprove lokho. Akufanele. Kufanele ngesikhathi sonke, kakhulukazi uma uminister ukhuluma iqiniso. Ngoba ukukhuluma into engekho kuyahlupha. Kuyenza futhi nokuthi abantu banike ithemba kanti uyazi ukuthi leyo nto kayikho. So abantu abangama-public servants ba-relax kakhulu because no one is holding them accountable. So ukwenza kanje kaSihle Lonzi kuyangikhuthaza. Yingakho ngithe nama ngikwenzele le video ngikwazise. Ngiyacela ukuze uphawula kwakho la ku-comment section. Ngizwe ukuthi ubona kanjani lolu daba esixoxa ngalo. Ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike nokusubscribe. Mina nawe asidibane kwivideo elandelayo. Ungasupporta ngokuba imember le channel. Iqala ku R40 ngenyanga kuya phezulu.